Have you gotten a little bored with the spells available in D&D 5th edition? Are your players begging you to let them outside of the box of the 3 books worth of spells that have been approved for them? Well, it's time to liven things up a bit with these new spells from Dota. I've got 6 new ones set aside just for you. The first spell is called Chain Frost. The original Chain Frost is a powerful ultimate ability from Lich, but here I thought it would be interesting to create a Witch Bolt style effect, where you're able to hold concentration to deal damage on multiple turns. The main difference here is that Chain Frost must hit multiple targets instead of just one every turn. Chain Frost does have a lower damage die than Witch Bolt, but it's only a bonus action to attempt another spell attack, so this could be quite a nice little boost to your wizard's arsenal that don't usually get bonus actions. However, if you miss even one spell attack with this spell, it ends instantly. The Chain of Frost has been broken. Next up, we have Viper's Corrosive Skin, a passive ability that deals damage when someone hurts you. A spell like that immediately made me think of the 4th level spell, Fire Shield. The big difference here is that fire is the most common damage type, except for bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So missing out on that does weaken it quite a bit, but you'll still gain acid and poison resistance at the same time, which could be quite powerful as well. If your wizard is planning on fighting a black or green dragon anytime soon, this is the spell for you. This next one is technically not a new spell for me, since I showed off these frost arrows in my Draw Ranger build a while back, but I'm still liking the design of this spell. It's very similar to the Flame Arrows spell, with the damage scaled back from 1d6 to 1d4, but it also reduces a target's speed by half until your next turn. This will be a nice little damage boost that also gives you some good control over the battlefield, especially if you're trying to fire your arrows from far away. Our 4th spell today is a new cantrip called Poison Attack, based on the Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade style of cantrips. This one enchants your weapon to do poison damage and potentially poison your foes. Being able to inflict the poison condition on a cantrip is quite powerful though, so to balance it out a bit, the damage on Poison Attack is quite a bit lower than if you were to use Booming Blade or Green Flame Blade instead. I think it's roughly a fair cantrip, but if you're a newer DM, be wary of allowing your players to have a spell like this and make it so your monsters have to roll a Constitution saving throw every single turn. Our next spell, Purification, is a very cool 3rd level healing and damage spell from Omni Knight. Purification is almost like Healing Word and Word of Radiance put together. It's a ranged heal, just like Healing Word, but it also does radiant damage in an AoE to all the creatures around the target that you're healing. It's very good at helping out an ally that's surrounded and low on health, but you should notice that it's a regular action to cast, not a bonus action, so you won't be able to heal and attack in one turn like clerics often like to do with Healing Word. Lastly, we have Magnus's Shockwave as a new spell. The name Shockwave kind of implies that it's pushing things back, but we already have that with Thunderwave. And in the game of Dota 2, the spell actually pulls people in, so feel free to rename it to something that makes a little more sense if you care to. But speaking of Thunderwave, the spell is basically just reverse Thunderwave, by pulling people in instead of pushing them away. Now usually the type of spellcasters that have a spell like this would want to get farther away from the enemy, not closer to them. Why would you even use this spell? I'll tell you. When was the last time you were crushing an encounter and the last enemy decided to run away instead of dying nobly and allowing you to loot his body? The 30-foot range of this spell with a 10-foot pull means that you're allowing your more melee-capable allies to get a chance to catch up to them and take them out. That's all the spells I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please share it with a fellow player or dungeon master, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future.